with us Dr. Mihir Rupani, sir. He's an MD in PSM, that is Community Medicine. Sir is currently working as a scientist E-Medical in the Division of Clinical Epidemiology as a scientist E at ICMR, National Institute of Occupational Health, an Indian Council of Medical Research Institute. Sir has an experience of 8 years guiding and teaching young students in research projects. Sir is an assistant professor in the Department of Community Medicine for the past 8 years. So we are really grateful you took out your time and came here to guide us students. Sir, can you please give us a general introduction about the branch PSM?
Yeah. So, giving a general introduction would be quite difficult because preventive social medicine or community medicine, as we call it, it's a very wide branch, right?
Yes, sir.
You start from learning the definition of health, and you end up by the national health programs and how the entire primary healthcare system, secondary level healthcare system, tertiary level healthcare system these work.
Yes, sir.
And how these actually, the health workers, the staffing pattern, right? So, then there's biomedical waste, there's occupational health, there's health management techniques. So there's a lot of things which is covered preventive social medicine, right? So
Yes, sir.
going forward, we would discuss about the various prospects that an MD community medicine specialist would have.
Yes, sir. Sir, like you have been here in this branch for like many years. Do you still remember your residency days? So were they really hectic? Like what is the life of a resident is in PSM?
It depends on the department and the goal and the vision of the department in which
Yes,
you
sir.
are studying it, basically.
Yes, sir.
My department, I would say, it was quite research oriented,
Okay.
quite project oriented,
Okay.
and quite interested in improving the public health of people.
Okay, sir.
So we had fun.
Hmm.
We had a lot of research,
Okay.
and we learned a lot of things, especially writing manuscripts
Okay.
as well as reviewing manuscripts. So as well as publishing. So I would say we were three in my batch, and we all had, by the time we passed our MD, we all had at least one publication in Corporate English Journal
Oh, that's great.
before we passed out as MD.
Okay.
So there was a lot of learning. As far as hectic is concerned, there are certain months when you have deadlines to complete projects,
Yes, sir.
you have to submit reports. They are the hectic months.
Okay.
Apart from that, it's comparatively it's quite cool when you compare to the clinical branches.
Yes, so that is the best part, I guess. You get a lot of time for yourself. So, plus seeing your immense interest as well as your research arena, sir, it's really overwhelming that you have achieved a lot in this short duration. So, what is the best thing that you love being in PSM? What is the best part of being in PSM according to you?
I would say I can remember two things. One is you can go and visit any primary health center,
Yeah.
community health center, and you can evaluate various national health programs. You are actually an expert in various national health programs.
Yes.
You can actually guide and train the health workers, medical officers. You can be of use actually, even immediately after your curriculum. That is the first part that I always liked field visits, interacting with medical officers,
Yes,
interacting
sir.
with the field level health workers,
Hmm.
learning from them actually.
Yes.
Because when you connect public health with research,
True.
right, the ground level health workers are the people who would actually give you the research questions to be answered.
True. Yes,
They
sir.
would
True.
tell
True.
you that
Very true.
we need this. We don't know what what this particular intervention would have a benefit. So kindly, if you're able to do some research on this, please do it and give us the evidence. So that is the first part that I like about preventing switching. Second is of course research. You actually guide people in research methods, study designs, statistics,
Yes, sir.
interpretation of statistics,
True.
because these are quite difficult. Manuscript writing,
Yes, sir.
scientific writing. People use softwares, very fancy softwares,
Yes.
and they are not able to interpret the correct data. The correct data to identify the statistical test should be applied.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So second part which I like about social medicine is clarity about research methods. You are sort of expert.
Yes, sir.
I would say at least a beginner researcher, and then you can take it forward, make it more refined as you go forward in your career.
Yes, sir. I think people from PSM are really at pro in the research field. So you people know everything about research, right from the A to the Z of research. That is the most overwhelming part. Sir, I'm sure, like after knowing whatever you love about this branch, people would also want to know what are the cons, according to you, of taking PSM as a career option, so that these guys can make an informed decision.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely. Probably the most important question of this interaction. So let's list out some very basic options that people have.
Yes, sir.
The most common preferred option is becoming a senior resident or an assistant professor in a medical college.
Yes, sir.
Second option, which most people prefer, is also the public health, also called as the development sector. Usually, MD students they prefer UNICEF, WHO, UNDP.
Yes, sir.
And now there are many such institutes.
Yes, sir.
Third is, of course, research. There are many research institutes and you can join these research institutes at the basic level, and then of course as the institute supports you, some institutes also support you with a PhD, foreign university PhD.
Yes, sir.
And of course then the career trajectory goes very well.
Yes, sir.
Fourth option, which people I know many MD community medicine graduates who are interested in clinical practice.
Yes, sir.
Some of them they do some fellowships in diabetes and other courses, and they start their own practice.
Yes, sir.
And they do inculcate the preventive aspect as well.
Yes, sir.
When they do their clinical practice.
Yes, sir.
So again, that's an advantage that because most of the non-communicable diseases
Yes, sir.
they are preventable, and the community medicine specialization it definitely helps.
Yes, sir. It does.
The last, which I can remember, it's many MD graduates who, after a few years, let's say around 10 to 15 years, they start their own NGOs, or sometimes their research organization independently.
Okay.
But this comes usually after many years of experience because you have to self-sustain that particular model.
Yes.
Now, going to the pros and cons of each.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, being a medical college professor is again one of the coolest things.
Yes, that is best.
You can balance your family life as well as your work life very efficiently.
Yes, sir.
Many a times people who are in public health for around 8 to 10 years,
Yes, sir.
they also shift back to a medical college because they want a stable life.
Yes, sir.
Again, having said that, there is one con is that you may not be able to give a place preference. Right? For example, if you are if a resident of Lucknow and you want to settle in Lucknow, most of the medical colleges would be already full. There may not be any more vacancies.
True.
You may have to change your city or maybe change your state. Going forward, maybe you may get a chance after 10, 12 years to come back to your home state.
Yes, sir.
Second is public health.
Hmm.
Now, in public health, it's very exciting. I mean, you sometimes are posted at the state level
Yes, sir.
and you are managing one entire program for the entire state.
Oh.
You are in continuous interactions with the government and CDHOs, ADHOs, RCHOs. You are conducting meetings, you are conducting trainings for the entire state.
That's huge.
So it's huge. It's
Yes,
huge.
sir. That's huge.
It's very satisfying actually.
Yeah, it is.
You actually get to see changes at the field level
Hmm.
in the programs.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Right.
I would say I can remember many of my seniors who are project directors of various development sectors, and they are doing very well.
Yes, sir. I've heard.
So it's really exciting, and it is rewarding as well.
Yes, sir.
Now, talking about the cons of public health, you may have to travel a lot.
Yes, sir. That is.
People require public health practitioners not in developed states like Gujarat or Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Initially, you will be posted in places where you have requirement of a public health specialist.
Yes, sir.
So maybe you may have to travel to Bihar, to a distant district of Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh. But that would be for the initial years. I would say around 5 to 6 years. Ultimately, you will be upgraded to a state level position, and after 10 to 12 years, you can easily expect to get a national level position. So again, you should be ready to settle in, I would say, Delhi or somewhere around Delhi after 10 to 12 years.
So good for people who love to travel and explore the nation.
Yeah, definitely. But again, it comes with a con that that after 5 to 6 years, when you have a family, you would like to spend more time with your family
Yes.
as well,
Yes, sir.
along with work.
Yes, sir.
So that's the only con that I can see for public health.
Yes. So
Second thing is that in public health, you may have to shift various institutes. You may have to explore that. Okay, now what?
Now what?
I was working in World Health Partners. Now, is there a vacancy in USA? Is there a vacancy in PATH? So these are all ladders that you climb as you go forward. And people know your work. People know you. Before you join the institute, your CV reaches over there, and people know that what to extract from you.
True.
So it is definitely rewarding. You actually form public health policies and actually implement it. So it's really very rewarding.
So like whatever you said, according to me, they were the pros for a person.
Yeah. So cons, as I said, that one is that you may have to shift jobs. You may not have the permanent government security of a government job.
Yes, this is
or
there.
a permanent job. Right. So that's why you have to shift to this institute.
Yes, sir.
Some of these jobs are also project based. For example, if there's a USAID project for 5 years, you are a public health specialist recruited for that particular project. As soon as the project ends, your contract as well ends.
True.
Of course, as I said, that people start knowing you, people start recognizing you, your work, and you will have definitely a job as soon as you complete that particular project. But you will have that insecurity in your mind. That okay, after 4 years or 5 years, I have to find a new job.
True.
So that is a major con that I would say. And second would be the work-life balance. You may have to travel a lot, and so these two cons I would say the major cons of
Yes.
public health.
So these were like very new facts for us. No one would have shared them with us. Thank you so much for sharing these particular facts. So like you are a very serene and calm person. According to you, what type of personality people should take up PSM as a career option?
Yeah, first thing, if you have any amount of interest in clinical branches or become clinical doctor, don't think of non-clinical branches.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Otherwise, what would happen is that down the line, you will always have that drawback that I didn't try
Okay.
much to get into a clinical branch. I should have studied for one more year. Should have tried for even one more year.
Okay.
Because you are going to be with that branch for an entire life.
Yes, sir.
Right? So if you are interested in clinical branches, clinical practice, I would say even if you are getting diploma anesthesia as the last option, you should consider diploma anesthesia than considering OPTs.
Okay. Okay.
That's the first thing.
Okay.
Second thing, people who are in MD community medicine, they have some idea, they have some inclination, I would say. Either they would have an inclination towards public health, either they would have an inclination towards serving people,
Yes,
or
sir.
they would have an inclination towards research, statistics,
Yes, sir.
systematic reviews, meta-analysis. Right? So someone who likes these things, a sort of a settled job, people are looking to have too much hustle bustle in your life and want to get settled very fast, they would prefer the community medicine.
Okay. And sir, exactly what type of personality should not choose PSM? Exactly the opposite question.
Someone who dreams of opening their own hospital,
Yes, sir.
their own clinic, having an OPD. So I would say they should not prefer this branch.
Okay.
I know one of my very juniors, he completed MD PSM. After a year, he took admission in MS Orthopedics.
Oh.
And he completed his MS Orthopedics.
Oh.
Yeah. So MD PSM may not be that helpful in MS Orthopedics.
True.
As against someone who is taking up a fellowship in diabetes and then practicing as a diabetologist.
Yes,
that
sir.
preventive aspect would help you in life.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you are dreaming of typical the doctor that people the community
OPD life.
sees,
Yes, sir.
a person, a doctor as.
A doctor.
So the community will expect you that you're a doctor. Since you're a doctor, you should be practicing.
True.
Right? Yeah. So if you have those things in mind, you should not take them.
And sir, like after completing MD in PSM, what is the average number of years one takes to settle down? 5 years, 6 years?
I mean, can you define settle down? Because you would immediately get a job.
Yes, sir.
Right? There's no dearth of jobs in India.
So like in many clinical branches, one has to take an immense amount of experience before really settling down as an independent practitioner. So this is very similar to a surgeon learning for 6 to 7 years or maybe 10 years, and then he starts his personal practice, a private practice. Is there anything like that in PSM, sir? Like any amount of gap years?
Not as such, unless if you are looking to shift your job or a major jump. For example, from assistant professor to associate professor, it usually takes around 7 to 10 years for that promotion, depending on what kind of medical college currently you are in. For example, if you are in a private medical college, you will become a professor very fast. As against if you are in a government setup, yes, it would take around maybe 10, 15, 20 years to become assistant professor from
Yes,
the
sir.
assistant professor. Because there are their own recruitment rules. Right? So I would say it would take, in general, it would take around 5 to 7 years for you to at least figure out that what now you want to do.
Yes, sir. And sir, what are the monetary aspects after completing an MD in PSM? What is the salary that one can expect after doing an MD in PSM?
Yeah. Currently, I would say you can expect somewhere around 1.2 lakhs to 1.5 lakhs per month, depending on what kind of job
Yes, sir.
you are taking up.
Yes, sir.
Right? So if you're taking a public health job, you can easily ask for 1.2 lakhs. If there's a project-based job, you can get up to 1.5 lakhs as well.
Okay.
For assistant professors, maybe the starting would be somewhere around 1 lakh to 1.1 lakh. And as you go forward, of course, there will
It
be increments.
increases.
Yeah.
So it's almost similar to the other branches in the government setup.
I would not compare it with any clinical branches, but with non-clinical branches, yes,
It's almost the same. Okay, sir.
it's almost the same.
And sir, do you get enough time for your hobbies or your personal stuff after so many years of finishing your MD? Right now, do you get time for your personal hobbies?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the best part of being in a job actually. So there are fixed timings. Max it can be 9 to 6, right? So rest of the time is yours. You don't have any other commitments unless there's an emergency.
Okay.
So you get a lot of time for yourself as well as your family
This is the
and
best
your own
part.
health as well.
Yes, so this is the most important, keeping in view that the average lifespan of doctors is decreasing with every passing year. One must definitely keep this in his head before choosing any branch. And so, like, what is the yes, sir?
Even I would point out that the level of stress,
Yes, sir.
it's quite less. I mean, you don't have to stress out on any of the aspects, except when you have something to submit, when you're launching a project, maybe you might have to, have some sleepless nights, but soon you overcome with that, and you're okay. You're good to go.
Yes, sir. So, according to you, what is the future of growth in PSM? Like many specialities, they fear that it can be taken over by artificial intelligence. Like pathology nowadays, they feed all the reports in the computers, and there's nothing much that a pathologist can do with the CBC reports. It's just a computer-based data system that is taking over many branches. Sir, is there any sort of such fear in choosing PSM?
Yeah, there are certain fears definitely, not by AI, I would say, because in any AI,
Yes, sir.
there has to be a human interpretation involved.
Yes, sir.
You can't leave the interpretation up to the machine,
Yes, sir.
right? But definitely, there are NPH courses, Masters in Public Health courses. I mean, this is open for dental graduates, for any Masters in Sciences.
Yes, sir.
And definitely they might settle for a lower salary as compared to a NT community medicine specialist.
True.
Also, they might be having more number of years of field experience because they might be completing MPH quite earlier than NT community medicine graduates complete this course. So, for public health jobs, and some jobs in let's say research as well, you might have a competition. But of course, again, it depends on, ultimately it depends on the person.
Yes, sir.
How your degree only helps you to get the next job.
True.
It all depends on how you perform in that job? What level of commitment do you have? What kind of smart work you do? What is your focus? What is your goal? How do you use the professional development, the daily day-to-day work in your own personal growth? It all depends on the individual.
True. So, since counseling is round the corner, what are the points that a student must keep in his mind before selecting a college for PSM?
See, of course, there are institutes of national importance in India.
Yes, sir.
For example, JIPMET, Pondicherry, NIMHANS Bangalore, IIT New Delhi, and many other such institutes,
Yes.
PGI Chandigarh,
Yes, sir.
right, KGM Lucknow. These are some of the hotshot institutes that
Yes,
we all
sir.
know.
Yes, sir.
MAMC, New Delhi.
Yes, sir.
So of course, if you are getting in some of these institutes, your career trajectory can go high very fast.
Yes, sir.
Right? So of course, you should look for these institutes first. Second, if you have a state preference, for example, let's say you want to do your MD in Maharashtra, you can look for people who have completed their MDs over there, ask them which are the good colleges, and definitely then you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So, any special message that you would like to give to the students before they choose PSM or any other branch for that matter as a career?
Right. So, as I said, it all depends on the individual.
Yes, sir.
You look your own inclination first,
Yes, sir.
whether you want to do a clinical branch or a non-clinical branch. Suppose that you are selecting a non-clinical branch.
Yes, sir.
Again, you look for your inclination, whether you like pathology, whether you like community medicine, whether you like pharmacology,
Yes, sir.
or anatomy, physiology,
Yes,
biology,
sir.
or any other branches.
Yes, sir.
So look for what 5 years down the line you would like you yourself to see as.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So thinking now, if you don't know 5 years down the line, I would like to open a hospital of myself or a clinic of myself.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you should not take up non-clinical branches. If you are interested in research, I would say either take up community medicine or even pharmacology is a good branch to take up.
Yes, sir.
Especially if you are interested in clinical trials, randomized controlled trials. Because you can do some basic science, animal studies when you are in pharmacology.
Yes, sir.
And then you can actually
Yes.
going forward with human trials.
Yes, sir.
If you're interested in serving the community, or want to see some changes in the social setup that they are currently living in,
Yes, sir.
you can definitely take up community medicine and do some changes.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
So my final message would be that even if you are taking up community medicine, I mean, दुनिया बाएं फैलाई आपका इंतजार कर रही है. The world is waiting for you.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of work to be done. India is a developing country. There's a lot of improvements to be done. A lot of research questions to be answered. A lot of quality, good research is not happening in India.
Definitely, yes,
and that's
sir.
what is required.
Yes, sir.
Right? So, I would say no branch is lower or higher than any other branch.
Yes, sir.
Right? It all depends on you, how you perform in that particular branch.
True.
After getting your degree.
True, sir. Thank you so much for guiding us, sir. I myself feel so enlightened about PSM as a career. So thank you so much. Your words were immensely helpful for us. I'm sure people would admire your efforts. So you have taken your time for us. Thank you so much. This means a lot, sir. Thank you so much,
for the
sir.
invitation.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
Same to you.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, sir.